This morning I want to tell you a story. My name's Will Green. I'm Patricia's husband. In 1979, my father was diagnosed with cancer. I went out and started doing all the research I could do to find out anything I could find out that would get rid of his cancer. And I just discovered there was a technology that was developed by a man named Raymond Royal Rife that started out with lights, and he was able to take light frequencies and kill cancer cells. So I got very interested. I learned of his equipment. It was called extra low frequency waves equipment. I built the equipment and I started getting rid of people's cancers. But the government outlawed that. It's illegal. And sometime later, I met a Dr. Samuel West out in Utah, and he understood lymphology. He was probably the best lymphologist of the age. And I had the opportunity to study under him, and I learned some fundamental things about pain. Where does pain come from? Pain comes from lack of oxygen at the cellular level. Well, how does that happen? Because our circulation is not working properly, and the lymph system is designed. There's one column of lymph fiber between one column of lymph between every muscle fiber, and that's what lubricates the muscles. Well, if the lymph cells are clumped up, they won't go through that passageway, and they won't lubricate the muscles, so the muscles dry out. Hence, we get pain. We can get pain from a muscle being cut or something being hit and bruised. There's lots of ways that we can get pain, but pain always comes from lack of oxygen. So, as time went on, I learned about another frequency. I learned about millimeter wave frequency. And I met with Professor Sergei Sitko from the Ukraine and Dr. Vladimir Zhirkovsky. Dr. Vladimir Zhirkovsky was the Surgeon General in USSR, and Sergei was the top nuclear physicist. Well, during my lifetime, I had been a pressman at a printing company, and I ran a big offset web press, and to the left of my console was the press, and by the time our pressmen were 40, they were deaf in their left ear. Well, I was deaf in my left ear. When I met Sergei Sitko, he took a millimeter frequency, and he restored the hearing in my left ear. I have perfect hearing in my left ear. And I thought that can't happen. Well, then, a little over a year ago, I was introduced to another frequency. Now, you've got extra low frequency, then you've got infrared frequency, then you've got millimeter wave frequency, and then you have microwave frequency. But in between millimeter wave and microwave, there's another frequency. It's called terahertz. And terahertz creates a vibration, and terahertz really works well in water. Well, because our blood and lymph cells are 90% water, it works really well in blood and lymph cells. So my wife and I started using this technology a year ago last month. Well, it's changed our lives because now our blood flows like it's supposed to flow. Well, I want to introduce you to that technology. And this is a little device. It's a light. This is a light frequency. You can see it. See the light. I want to shine it at you. I'll shine it here on my jacket. Let's see. How about right here? It's a light. It's a light frequency. It's a violet light. And this violet light, when you place this light on a glass of water, you can infuse the water with terahertz. Well, it only takes about 10 or 15 seconds with this light to infuse a glass of water with terahertz frequency. And then when you drink the water gets into your blood and lymph, and guess what it does? It gets your lymph cells and your blood cells vibrating at 1 trillion times a second. And so, can they stick together now? No, they can't. Well, I was president of a medical corporation. I did a lot of research. I'm a guy that studies principles. And I realized that if my lymph cells and blood cells are vibrating and they can't stick together, then they're going to work independently. So now my lymph can get in between all those muscle fibers, and my blood can get through my heart and into my brain and up through my passageways. If I can keep my blood from clumping and clustering, I can never get a heart attack, and I can never have a stroke. and I'll be 79 next month. And that's really important to me. And this could be really important to you. Now, this little device is so simple, it'll last probably 20 years. And it just plugs into a USB port, and that's how you charge it. And you charge it every once a week. And it's got some other benefits, but I'm not going to brag on those. I'm just going to tell you that the 7 spirits of Father in Isaiah 11:1 and 2 each correspond to a light. Well, we have a sweep generator that puts that light frequency in the glasses of water that you drink. And we also have a technology from Germany that replicates frequencies from nutrition. So I can put a vitamin C on here, and I can put it on my glass of water, and I can infuse my water with that frequency. This is quantum physics. This is not chemistry. Anyway, I'm sharing this with you because I want everybody to have one. They're handmade. We only make 10 a week. They're made here in the USA. They were developed in the USA. My good friend Paul created this. Paul and I have been working with frequency generators for 25 years. And I want everybody to have one of these, but my wife does not want me marketing things on YouTube, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say that below this video, you've got my email address and my phone number. If you have any interest in having perfect health, because this goes back to the talents. One of my talents is getting people, broadcasting people out to the world. My good friend Apostle Thomas, when I met him within 1 week, he was in 127 countries on audio. When I met my wife, I told her about this video possibility, and now look where she is. She's got almost 29,000 subscribers. She's all over the world. Well, another one of my talents is healing. This is a talent of mine. If I don't put it out there, I'm going to be called accountable to Father, because why didn't you share this with the body? I'm sharing this with the body. So if you have any interest at all, please go down below this video and go to my phone number and my email address. Drop me a line. I'll get back with you and tell you whatever you'd like to know. But listen, God bless you. And listen, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Keep reaching the lost for Christ with the word and your testimony. In Yahushua's precious name, amen.